Alright YouTubers, it's Chris here. Just giving you a look at my next project, which I've started putting together. It's a vinyl T-Rex, and I mean, being vinyl was fairly warped, but it basically came in one part, two parts. The body was 3, each arm 4 or 5. There's about 5 parts in the head, and you got 2 legs. As I said, I put it all together already. I've put foam, expanded foam inside it all, and I'm just in the process of filling up seams and stuff. And because it's all got texture everywhere, it's very difficult. I've smoothed out a few areas which need to be resculpted, so that's a pain in the butt. But I'm up to this seam here. I just put some epoxy putty on that, and the stuff that I use, if anyone's interested, is this stuff here. It's called Need It, Sally's Need It epoxy putty, and it looks like that. You've got like an outside material and inside material on a big roll, on a big tube. So once you cut it off, you knead those two sections together, and it goes off. And within probably 5 minutes, it's hard, like using like 5-minute epoxy in the tubes, except that it's a product that you can push into seams and wet your finger and smooth over it and stuff like that. Yeah, so my next step is to obviously sand off the putty and fix up that a bit, and then put these legs on. Now the legs warped, badly warped, but I don't know where they're warped. I mean, looking at that, it looks like it's on a bit of an angle, but I think one of them's alright, he stands correct, but the other one, I can't really show you with one hand, but one of them sits right, but when I put the other leg on, he's like sort of, he's on an angle like that. It doesn't look right. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's not this section that's out, because it really can't be adjusted now. I should have done that. I should have checked that before I put the foam in it, but it looks right to me. But like I said, once one goes on, the other one, they kind of sit too close together, so it sort of needs to be out. Well, I'll fiddle with it and I'll work around it, I guess. But yeah, once I put that on, then I'm going to, or once I work out the right pose, I'm going to put some plaster in these bottom ones to give it a bit of weight and to give it something to drill into on the base. So yeah, once I put plaster in it and I glue that on into here and fix the seams up, then it'll be ready for primer, and then I'll see what areas need to be resculpted or detail added. It's also got a tongue which is there, which I left off because, I mean, as it is, it's going to be a bit of a pain to get in there and paint. So yeah, I just thought the tongue, because it's going to be a different colour, it'd be easier to paint it separately and just try to slot it in later. But yeah, that's where I am at the moment, and yeah, I mean, the next video I'll probably show you will be it in primer, so I'll see you then. Alright, so I've got the T-Rex all together, and I've given you a first coat of primer, and as you can see, those areas that don't have primer on them, I've started resculpting the details to match the existing sculpt. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain doing that, but I think it'll come out alright. Still need to prime it again, which I'll probably do tomorrow, and see what areas I've missed, because I mean, when you got 2 areas together, you fill the seam, and as you sort of sand it, you rub details from either side. So and I've also started working on the base, and basically what I've done is I bought this top piece from a craft shop already done, sort of like a wall plaque or something, and then I sort of just traced out some bit of timber and cut it out to match the same diameter, and then I glued it together and filled the gap with a bit of some filler, and yeah, just sort of to add weight to it so it doesn't tip over. And then I've pinned him down in there, and I just added a bit of I suppose clay, just so his feet sort of stick in, push his feet into it, stick into the dirt. And then on top of this I'll put some dirt and little shrubs and stuff, and put a little plaque in the front. But yeah, as you can see, he's quite a big fella, little arms. Although to me, I think his arms should be smaller. And there's my battery going flat again. But yeah, anyway. That's about it for now, I guess. I've got to keep working on this base. Like I said, I've got to prime the model and the base tomorrow and see what I've missed, and then go back. I mean, I know I've missed a lot of the base, but at this point it's just it's all over the place. So I've got to sort of prime it just to see where I am. Yeah, so I'll do that, and then hopefully won't be much more sculpting to do, and I can get to painting him, which should be fun. I've still got no idea how I'm going to do it, but we'll get there. And his tongue's separate. I left his tongue out for the moment. I think it's easier to sort of paint that and stick it in later. Alright, see you soon. Alright, there you guys. Got a bit more progress done on the T-Rex. Sorry I didn't show some sort of progress video. I thought I did, but because this project's been going on for a while, I haven't worked on it for a bit, and just put the videos all together and show you guys all at once. But I thought I showed a bit of progress of the paint, but I didn't. But that's how it sits at the moment. It's almost finished. I'll kind of talk you through the paint in a second. I still need to sort of fix up this bottom area. I think I went a little bit too dark on the wash, so I'm going to try to dull it down a bit. I still need to do the eyes, which is what I'm doing next. The tongue is just here. Still need to fix that up, paint that up and stick it in. And of course I still got to do the base. I still need to, I think the last video was of it being primed. I still need to clean up some more of the edges. I've got some more gaps, more inconsistencies, I should say, in the timber. So I've got to fill those up and sand it and prime it again. Happy, happy, joy, joy. And of course I've got to make a plaque for it. But for the paint, hold on a second, grab something here. This is basically what I did. I took a picture, well, not took a picture, I got a picture off the internet. I've just done a search for T-Rex, and I got this sort of thing. And of course the colours aren't what I decided to go with, but I just wanted a reference picture so I could plan out what I wanted to paint. So basically what I did is I started out by painting the top of him with a raw sienna. So that would be, you know, this upper line through there is all raw sienna. Then the bottom section I painted with it's a Games Workshop colour called, well, I know it as bleach bone. That's what it's called, but I think it's Ushabti stone or something now. But anyway, that's that. And then I went through and painted the top section of like the spine and the head and the tail with a burnt sienna colour. And then using that same colour, I've done this dividing line.
So the burnt sienna is sort of that fainter brown line there, the dividing line between the two colours. And then came back and did the patterns. So these were like a dark olive green, and then a bit of black in the middle of it, just to give it a bit of dimension. And they were a lot more greener before I'd done the washes, which is good but also bad. I wanted the green to come out more, but they were before the washes they were looking too stark and it just looked funny. So I'm happy they dulled down a bit. And then I did the inside of the mouth, the raw sienna. I used burnt umber again on the very ridges of the head and the spine, so you get that darker line, which is also the dividing line there, to that darker brown, which follows pretty much on the mouth as well, and down the front of the legs and the arms. So that's all that burnt sienna colour. Sorry, burnt umber. And then what did I do? Sorry, I'd done the patterns after I'd done that. That was pretty much it, I think. And then I came in with a black, well, I gloss coated it all, and then I done a black oil wash over the whole top of it, and a brown oil wash on the bottom of it. And then I went over it again with another brown oil wash because I thought that looked better, the brown. So you sort of got black and brown on top, so it varies a bit. But yeah, like I said, I think I went a bit too far. It would have been better if it wasn't so dark, the brown. But I mean, on the tail section, I don't think it looks too bad. But yeah, I'm going to try dull it down a bit. Just go over it with some thinner because I haven't sealed it yet, so it should still activate it. And yeah, and that's it. And I just got to, like I said, just got to do the eyes and work on the base, and it should be finished. So yeah, I will see you soon.